Lastly, we have question 26. Now with this question, how much energy is released when 16 grams of methane reacts with 16 grams of oxygen? So once again, the question is asking for E released, but instead of giving you one reactant, you actually given both. So to know which number of mole to use, you actually need to determine which is limiting and which is in excess. So we need to find the limiting reagent. I'm going to convert the mass to number of mole first. So number of mole of methane is going to be mass divided by molar mass. So 16 grams. I think that's 16 actually. So 1 mole. And the number of mole of oxygen is mass over molar mass, which is 0.5 mole in this case. Oxygen is O2. Just want to remind everyone. So one way to determine limiting excess is to compare the theoretical to the actual ratio between the two reactants. So in this case, the theoretical ratio is the one in the thermochemical equation or just any balance equation. The theoretical ratio is 1 to 2. The actual ratio is 1 to a half. So in theory, for every mole of methane, you need 2 mole of oxygen. In reality, for every mole of methane, you only get half a mole of oxygen, which means that oxygen is the limiting reagent and methane is in excess. So I am actually going to use the number of mole of oxygen to determine how much energy is going to be released from this reaction. So E release for 0.5 mole of oxygen. Alternatively, you definitely can just work out the theoretical amount. Just assume one is limiting, work out the theoretical amount, and then compare with the actual amount of the other substance. But this is I think a shorter method. Okay, this is the same as 889 kilojoules of energy being released for every 2 mole of O2 as indicated by the coefficient of oxygen. So the energy release is going to be 0.5 times 889 over 2. So the energy release is going to be okay, so 0.5 times 9 over 2 is, if we're going with 3 cyclic, 222 kilojoules of energy, as the unit originally was kilojoules in the thermochemical equation. So that's question 26. And that is the end of this worksheet.